People's opinion of you is none of your business. I have lots of haters. They on the internet all the time. But who are they though? They don't even know me. People who are haters on the internet, I call them thumb gangsters. They just typing shit. That little punk got a private page. They saying shit about, they don't even know me. So I don't give them no energy. I give haters no energy. Steve ain't this, he think he this. You don't even know me. So I just keep going through. But then I tell you something too, haters motivate me. Because when they talking about me, that means I'm doing something. If you have no haters, if you don't have any haters, you need to get some. You need to get some haters. Because if you have no haters, you ain't doing nothing, man.
There's negative rangers all over the place. So you gotta know how to deal with it. And it's so when you're dealing with someone like that, first of all, confronting them, of course, as you can probably predict, is not usually the best option, because all you're doing is you're attacking their heavily defended position, which is not good. So one of the techniques that I use when dealing with these kind of people is I absorb their critiques, I absorb their toxicity, I absorb their negativity. Now, obviously, this takes a little bit of strength, right? You can't be taking stuff personally. You have to, in order to learn how to absorb things, you gotta say, okay, I'm just doing this for the team, right? Mm-hmm. But it looks like, for instance, when they say, oh, this is horrible, I don't say, no, it's not horrible. I don't just go right back at them. I say, yeah, you know what? We definitely got some room for improvement, right? So I kind of just deflected it. I kind of just absorb it, right? Absorb it a little bit. Because what they want to do is lashing out, right? They're throwing the negativity. They like those explosions. They like to see it hit something and blow up. That's what they're doing. That's how they roll. So you're going to absorb it. You're going to catch it and pull it in, right? So when they're like, oh, we can never do this, I don't say, we can absolutely do this. No, because you're going to create the explosion that they're looking for. Instead, I'm saying, you know what? We might not be able to do it, but I'm going to give it a good solid try. I'm going to try and make it happen, right? So we're just deflected it a little bit, and they're going to throw you some other negative thing. And, you know, if they say, oh, this is stupid, I don't say, no, this is the most brilliant thing I've ever seen. I don't do that. I don't go head to head. I'm going to say, you know what? There's definitely some room for improvement the next time around. You're right, 100%. Ooh, yeah, you just got deflected. And those reactions, they disarm these ultra negative people. And it kind of takes their fight from them. And it also makes them look like emotional extremists. So with the group, right? When somebody calls that out in the group, then they're coming across all extreme, and you just absorb it and negate it a little bit. It negates their view, or I shouldn't say negate, because negate means like totally cross out. When you just absorb it and deflect it a little bit, the rest of the team goes, oh, yeah, you know, oh, Echo, he's just super emotional. He's a negative. They see him for what he is, which is helpful for you, right? And then once I'm done absorbing their attacks and taking some of their shots, no big deal, then I'm going to start to override them somewhat with some positivity, which is going to be directed at them, right? So they were all negative, but I'm going to say, hey, what you did there really worked well. Or, you know, hey, good job on that. I don't know, I never could have figured that out like you did, right? So I'm going to start getting in their head a little bit and start filling their head with some positive stuff. That's right. That's what I'm going to do. Man, you figured that out better than anybody. Nicely done. And I'm blaming them from the dark side. That's what I'm doing. I'm bringing them over.
You can't fully get rid of toxic situations or toxic people, but you can transform how you behave when you're around those kinds of people. So the holidays can be a chance for you to practice boundaries, practice self-control, to be emotionally resilient and strong and not get triggered, and to also have the courage to express the new you, to express your true self.
Sometimes people speak negative words. say things that can limit our life. A friend of mine wanted to become a doctor, but he was told by his high school counselor that he wasn't smart enough. He didn't make good enough grades. He should try something else. If we let these negative comments play in our mind, they will keep us from becoming who we were created to be. No one can make you think something. You get to choose what you're going to dwell on. When those lies come, saying you're not attractive, you don't have a good personality, you're too old, you can dwell on it, let it poison you, or you can ignore it and not give it the time of day. If you're going to reach your potential, you have to become deaf to the negative. When threats come, discouraging thoughts, people speaking defeat, you have to do like David and choose to hear nothing at all. Don't give it the time of day. Let it go in one ear and out the other. That's what my friend did in high school. 20 years later, this counselor, the same one that told him he wasn't smart enough, brought his mother to the doctor. He walked in and saw my friend. Said, "Don't I know you from somewhere?" My friend said, "Yes, I'm the student you said would never become a doctor." He treated his mother and billed him twice the normal amount. People don't determine your destiny. Don't let them talk you out of what God put in your heart. You have to become deaf to the naysayers, deaf to relatives that tell you you can't accomplish your dreams, deaf to co-workers that make demeaning remarks, say things to belittle you. The enemy will use people to try to keep you from your purpose. And they may be good people. They may love you, but they don't see what God put in you. They're judging from the outside. They don't realize what's on the inside. God put greatness in you. And sometimes we're wanting people to believe in us that are never going to be for us. We long for their affirmation, for our family to cheer us on, a friend to encourage us, but it's just the opposite. You have to say like Paul, so what if they don't believe? They're not going to talk me out of believing. I love them, but I'm going to be deaf to their unbelief. These are tests we have to pass. You won't have everyone cheering you on. There will be doubters, naysayers, people that are close to you that don't think you can accomplish what God put in your heart. If they don't believe, you don't need them. They didn't put the dream in you. Be respectful, but be deaf to their unbelief. The quicker you get rid of it, the better you'll be. If you start thinking about it for a day, dwelling on it, maybe what they said is right. Maybe I will never get out of these shepherd's fields. Maybe I won't break this addiction. Maybe my business has seen its best days. Or maybe I should just learn to live with this sickness. No, what you should do is become deaf to the negative. You can't play defeat in your mind and have victory. You can't think sickness and have health. You can't dwell on thoughts of lack and have abundance.